Okay. Hello, good morning. Oh my god, I'm back in the experiment again. Keep changing it on me. Okay. Okay, let's do some game dev. What are we doing today? Let me look at my list here. So yesterday we just did kind of some miscellaneous optimizations, a lot of really small stuff. So that is becoming, there are still some things I want to do that I have in mind, but today I'm kind of feeling like just doing things like, yeah, just some other stuff, you know, just take a bit of a break from that. I can do projectiles as entities. I think that's a good one. It's a good one to do. Changing actor components to entity data, we can do that. We can deprecate chunk processor today. We can aim for that. If I get all three of those things done today, that's a good day. But several things, that is several things. So let's do projectiles as entities. Projectiles as entities. So I know I have, let's look at this, the cast projectile. This is an actor. So let's pin this up here. And this cast projectile apparently needs to import targetable. This cast projectile spawn, so let's find like a projectile ability. Let's just start looking into this stuff and figuring out where we need to start making changes. Audio looks good, okay. So yeah, we spawn actors. So now we'll want to like spawn entity with data. Interesting that I made that a blueprint pure. Or maybe I didn't, and it's just because it's const. Yeah, we don't want that to be blueprint pure for sure. But yeah, we need with data. And so I guess we'll need make that, won't we? And I suppose on the projectile ability we can have a member, a property for what that data should be. By candle, where's this used from? Used at all. That is not used at all. Is this used at all? No. Several things here not used at all. Okay, yeah, so those are all used. Good. Let's just spec one out here. Promotes to variable here. This is projectile entity data. Projectile entity data, please compile the blueprint. I've compiled it. Let's see. Oh dear, there's a lot. Yep, that's a lot. Is it just, yeah, it's just any, I didn't do t-instance struct, did I? Array of instance structures. Yeah, I guess I would just give it things like, yeah, I guess I would just give it like, it would need like a velocity, right? Need like a velocity, a control input. or like an input velocity affected by gravity. We'll go no there. Input velocity would need a location entity data, a rotation entity data as well. And then probably some movement data, I would think. Movement entity data. Yeah, I guess I would just... Do I give a shit what this key is? Do I give a shit about what this key is? I'll just do sprinting. Yeah, we would give it the move speed, braking distance. Does it need attributes? I don't know if it needs attributes, like a move speed attribute or not. Rotate curve. Oh, God, dude, I did curves. I did curves there. I don't like that I did that. Move to processor. Let me look at this real quick. What do we need here? Avatar data. What am I doing with avatar data? Entities with actors. Send actor movement input. That should be a separate thing, I think. Turning cog, welcome in. Simulating tag data, yeah. Although maybe I don't simulate it at first, but then it will turn off the representation as well. Oh man, this is gonna get kind of complicated actually. I think maybe I want to store the archetype somewhere actually. Archetype, projectile. Let's make a my archetype. Archetype. Projectile archetype. Aggro attachment. Avatar, we probably want... No, I don't think... Should I make them have actor? Avatars? Bounds? I think we want bounds. I think we could probably just go 30-30 here for like default. Character default, I don't think I care about that. No, yeah, definitely no. Definitely. Definitely no. It does not have an aggro radius. Faction. Gameplay animation. Input velocity, we do want that. ISM, it could be an ISM. Invoker. Let me think about the invoker settings of this. Just doing the gross thing and cleaning. How goes the struggle? Struggle's going fine, just getting started today. I'm gonna change projectiles into entities today instead of actors, so we'll see how it goes. We'll see how that goes. So yeah, should projectiles always simulate? Should projectiles always simulate? I would think no. I would think no. Location, we definitely want that. What is LOD? Yeah, if I don't have LOD data, is that going to be fine? I think I need LOD data. What are these gonna? These are gonna have like a. I need to make a new entity data for like particle FX representations, I think. Movement entity data now feels like it doesn't make sense the way I have it spread up. I think I need to make this a little bit more reusable. Player proxy defaults. Do I need a proxy actor class? I mean, they all kind of require a proxy actor, which feels weird. I don't know. I'm gonna say let's try to not use a proxy actor. Rotation, we do want rotation. State tree, no. Target, I think makes sense. And then velocity, yeah, because we do need to go towards a target. Well, I guess sometimes a projectile can just be free flying and it doesn't have a specific target that it's going after. But we can still have target entity data on it, right? Let's just go move speed is like, I think sprinting is 7. We'll go 1,000. You can go 1,000. Acceleration, deceleration. What do I have that set to? Yeah, like this stuff doesn't make sense for just like a projectile. And it's kind of like heavy, right? It's a U object, so that is going to be a little bit heavier. For now, we'll just use the same things just to get it working, then maybe we replace them later. Braking distance, 0. So there's no, they don't slow or anything. I think that's all I can come up with for what data it should have. So let's go ahead and delete that because we won't want to use that. What we may want to use, and all welcome. We may want to use entity archetype. What do you have on you? I forget how these are used. Oh, there is a spawn entity on it. What is this? I forget why. What does this mean? I think I can make this blueprint callable. Entity subsystem QAdd entity data instance entity. We do create a new entity. Yeah, let's make this blueprintable. Also, let's change the name of this file because it's no longer my entity archetype is not the correct name. No, it is not. No, sir. Yeah, rename this one. Oh, it got renamed. Nice. Okay, cool. Okay, so I think we can just do that then. We can spawn from there. Let's go ahead and rebuild. And while we rebuild, we need to start planning out what we're going to rip out of here. And I may need to, yeah, I need to add some new entity data, I think, or at least modify some existing stuff. Definitely need some move to add move to it to get it to be picked up on my move to processor. I don't know, do I need to get it? Like, this is kind of overkill. Maybe I just create like a projectile movement entity data. Yeah, and then maybe that just takes over both of these. And that way we don't have to reuse that. That'll take over both of these. And then avatar data, I do need something I do need something that says it's represented by some VFX. So I think I need like two pieces of entity data. Let me help you with that. Does that answer your question? Okay, so spawn entity here is what we would want. Yes. Oh, I have to pass in the entity subsystem. Yes, good. Good. Yeah, so we'd want to do that instead. We'll do that here in a second, but that's just stubbed out. Let's add some more entity data. Let's do that. Thanks. You're welcome. King of Hell, welcome. How's your day going? Oh, it's just getting started. How's yours? Let's add projectile movement. Or should it just be simple movement? I don't know. Like, let me think about that a little harder. Projectile movement is... where there it is. Yeah, get that open. Basically CPP better than Rust. I didn't say that. I think it's weird to say any language is better than any other language. Like saying a hammer is better than a screwdriver. It's like, well, they're just tools, like, for different purposes. Move to target entity data. Yeah, the target location, focal location. Use deceleration, movement type tag. Yeah, that's super heavy. That's super heavy. Yeah, I mean, maybe we just put it all in one piece of entity data and see how it goes. Well, we can always change it later. Is that a file? Projectile movement entity data. Okay. Fragment once. Include. F projectile. Okay, so you will need let me pull up these ones just to reference. Yeah, target location. Okay, so for sure I need like some speed on there, a float for speed. Maybe just max speed. Let's do a, I don't know why U property is next to necessary. Bool B rotate towards. So there's actually kind of like 3 rotation modes that could happen here for a projectile. You could have like no rotation at all, so just whatever rotation it starts at, it stays at. You could have rotate towards the target, or you could have rotate towards the direction, the velocity direction. E rotate mode. None. Let's make that last. We'll go rotate I'll just say velocity, direction, towards target, and then none. And I do think I may want these to be blueprint read write. Rotate mode, max speed, might as well make them all blueprint read write. Which language do you use for this? This is Unreal Engine C++. And I think I want a target entity. Would I want a target entity? I think I need like some acceleration or something too. I don't know. Do I care about acceleration? Or should I just go speed, like just start? And the thing about the fucking projectile, especially the cast one, it's like attached. It's like an attachment. Oh man, I'm gonna have to write an attachment I'm gonna have to do attachment data for that. That's gonna be... Okay, projectiles are gonna take all day. Probably multiple days now that I'm thinking about it. So that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun. And then I think I need an entity target here. Although, no, that's just target data. That's just on the target data. Rotate mode, max speed. I probably should have some like damping on the rotation. Let me look back at the move to processor. Open up velocity processor as well. So it takes, oh, it takes in optional movement data. That's fine. Okay, I think that should be fine then, because we should have all of that. Yeah, we should have all of that. And that as well, we might need that. Okay, so I think that's fine for now. We'll probably need to add some more there as we come across it. Let's add a new processor. This is going to be a projectile movement processor. I don't know, do I even give a shit about doing the velocity processor, or do I just do it all in here? I think I might just do it all in here. Make it nice and encapsulated. Okay, let's start a query with all for each. Throw in the scope name there. Don't know why that was necessary, but thank you, writer. Okay, so we want with all projectile movement component, not component, entity data. Thank you. Projectile movement entity data. I suppose we want input velocity entity data too. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see what I need here. Projectile entity F projectile movement entity data. movement data. So that will probably need to be a mutable ref. Let's also do I need input velocity actually? I don't think I'm gonna use the velocity processor here. And this is why I should split up. God, okay. I feel like I'm getting into a lot more than I set out to. I think I should split out. I think I should split some shit out first. Actually. Yeah, this is going to be a lot bigger than just projectiles because I don't have my system set up for it at the moment. Why did you do that? Spider, I didn't need that. I didn't need your shit, okay? We can close some of this stuff. We don't need this. Yeah, it would be nice if velocity processor was super tight and all it did was just apply velocity to position. Wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't that be nice if it was that simple? If you could just do an entire game like that. Unfortunately, it's not that fucking simple. It's not that simple. Especially when you don't have collision. And gravity, ugh, okay. Do I need to just try and, I think I should split out. I think I should split out the velocity processor first. Which is not something I was looking forward to getting into today. Okay. I need to read back through this and remember what I was doing here. So the velocity processor includes this first section from like here to I think about probably, I guess we are setting velocity there. So maybe like to like right there, this is like has to do with the control input, which the control input is like what the NPC behavior like inputs. It's saying like, here's what direction I want to go in. And it should just be a normalized thing. And then I guess I could have a processor that takes that and should get the proper acceleration and deceleration. Oh God. I don't want to work with the acceleration is fine. Deceleration is a pain. Deceleration is a pain, especially when you have like movement goals and targets, like where you want to go. Below is mostly copied from floating pond movement.cpp. Yeah, so that should maybe be its own thing. Yeah, if we're not falling, I don't know, I feel like even if we are falling, we should do movement input stuff there. Okay, so we get the control input, we define gravity, which should maybe be like a game mode variable, potentially. Velocity. That is just getting clamped to max size 1000, which I probably shouldn't do anymore. Move direction, control input, get clamped to max size 1. That is like a pseudo normalization, I suppose. Yeah, apply control input so we get the movement info. What? So I forget, this used to be in the Move 2 processor, and it kind of feels like it should be there. Potentially, I even split out my Move 2 processor. Maybe do rotation differently. And I forget that there's actor movement too, which has to be sent differently than the ISMC movement. Oh, this is hairy. This is feeling hairy. I feel like I built a house of cards here. And then we copy some shit from, so we're basically coming up with a modified velocity based on like acceleration and deceleration. Apply acceleration and clamp velocity magnitude to max pawn speed, that's fine. Plus move direction, times acceleration, times delta time, move speed. Modifier, that is the attribute utils. Yeah. Which we then... Should that just be its own? I think that maybe should be its own processor. Just this one section right here. Oh, this should, yeah, that should be included too. Okay, and if move direction, if it doesn't equal 0 vector, that's weird. That's a weird check. Oh, this is this is just a log. Okay. That's just a log. Okay. Okay, so I do want to pop that out. I think maybe the first thing I do here is I just pop this out into separate queries within the same class. And then once we figure out like where we should draw these lines, we can move them into dedicated classes. And we are back at it. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. And welcome back to you. Just give me all of this. We'll delete what we don't need here. Let me see. So what is this one? This is going to be like apply control input or something like that. And this may make it faster too, which is nice. Just give me all of this fucking shit. All of this fucko shit. Put that in there. Okay, yeah, capture this. Okay. It can be const, sure. Applied tags, I guess we don't need that, sure. Movement data. Not processing gravity there at all, which is good. Which is good. Okay, so we don't do anything with velocity there. I think velocity may actually be... hang on, what are we doing with velocity here? Oh no, we do set it. We do set it there. So we just set X and Y velocity. Okay, let's see what happens when I delete this. Velocity, get clamp to max size. I think, like, I don't need to do that twice, right? So, might as well just... What else? Do I use that elsewhere? I do. Okay, so that should just be velocity. We're just going to do that. Just going to do that. And let's change gravity just so I should have... just actually leave it there. Fuck it, leave it there. And we don't do input, hang on, input or move to for this one anymore. Good, Anakin, good. End result, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so should we just test that for, yeah, I think we should just test that foist. Let's just test that foist. Uh-oh. Oh, I should probably register that too. A, B, C, D, F, G, blah, blah, blah. First of all, you are in the wrong order. I'm supposed to... Does death come before dead? No, death comes after dead. And then... Projectile, projectile. There we go. Register that. What else is wrong here? Why are you angry? Because there's a comma. Ooh, those tricksy hobbitses, those comments are commas. Okay. Let's just make sure velocity works still. And I think maybe we test this in the procedural world, just to make sure the navigation movement, and I guess I don't know what to call it. It's like collision sliding movement. It's what I tried to do. But yeah, that should... Let's just close these for now. Not important. Give me stylized level with biome, of course. Which is a weird name. It has a history to it. We do new seed. 7, 8, 8. And then let's turn on spawning. Or I guess I can just like manually spawn them. Let's just manually spawn them. Manually spawn some. I guess I only have one there. That's fine. Yeah. Yeah. Let's do it. It's a decent test. Decent test area there. Okay, spawner. Let's spawn like 10 guys or something like that. Where's the spawn button? Okay, they do be moving. They do be... I guess I need to like... I should test performance too, just for funsies. But yeah, they're moving. They're moving up and down the slope too. That's good. So that just works. Okay. I'm okay with that. Hey, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with it just working. Let's actually do one of these testy tests, except we're not going to do combat. So just give me all colonists. Give me 1,000 colonists. We'll just let this run for a bit. I don't know if this is going to be a good before and after comparison. The velocity processor always runs, so hopefully it means I can do a more direct comparison, even though they were in combat last capture frame, or last, what do I call this thing? A trace, a profile. I don't know what to call them, honestly. So before velocity processor, I think like 5 milliseconds. Yeah. Now we have the apply control input taking 2.6, and then velocity taking 3.8. Quick math, 26 plus 38, 64. So that's longer. That's taking longer. How does that take longer? That's not fair. I'm glad I scope trace those, because now I can look. Let's get a big picture just to make sure I'm not maybe like, yeah, 10 seconds. Sure. Oh my god. Okay, 130. It just ran more. I need to look at both of these. Wow, it was way faster to not do that. It was actually way faster. Although, like, let me make sure. I should undo that and make sure that this is a better one-to-one comparison. Because like when they're fighting, maybe it's not doing. Maybe it's like hitting early outs and stuff. I think maybe it's hitting early outs. We'll see. Okay, so I do have this one. Save that one. Stop. And then I guess let's just like Control Z till we get back to where we were. Or maybe let's just shelving it is the smart thing to do, right? Shelve this one file for a second. Shelve. Shelve that. Okay. And then rebuild. I guess I could have just ran live coding there. I guess I could have. That's not fun, right? Sitting here and waiting is fun. All right. All right. You were in software. Is there a time a lot of companies push updates, or is it just when it's ready? No, it's usually before it's ready. Oh, it's gonna be ready tomorrow. Well, we want it out yesterday. Yeah, and I guess we just, do I still hang on, before I run, do I still have the, oh, yeah, okay, so non-combat test here. Just, the answer is not on Fridays. And then there are code freeze times as well during holidays and stuff. Like, basically the entire month of December, we don't release any, at least we don't release anything. Unless you have a really fucking good reason to. Okay, so this is, boop, boop, okay. Sure, give me 20 seconds, why not? Okay, velocity processor. Okay, taking a little bit longer, but like, still... I think it's still running overall faster. Before. 6.1, yeah, it's around 6 milliseconds. And then for these ones, I guess I need to check apply control input one, yeah. So apply control input only 2.5 milliseconds. We'll go 2.4 plus 3.8. And I suck at math. 6.2. And and the median is 5.9. So it's like slightly slower. It's like slightly slower. Let me just grab like a different section here or something. Oh. That's an interesting chart. Oh, I never knew I could do that. I changed that color. Oh, that's, oh my god, I'm learning so much. That's so nice. Find instance. Minimum, maximum. Plot timer. Interesting. Interesting. I don't know that I need that right now, but thank you. It is neat. That is neat. Okay, so this is even quicker, 5.8. This is 3.8. Apply control input. 2.3. What is 2.3 plus 3. I mean, it's the same, basically the same as. 3.8. Oh, yeah, it's basically the same. Basically. Interesting that a smaller processor is less fast. Okay, I need to dig into why that is the case. Can you, yes, go away, please. Just give me a processy boy. Okay, let's look at apply control input here. Oh, apply control input. I guess there's just, it's just like this little bit of, I mean, yeah, 84 nanoseconds, like, I mean, we're down to the nanoseconds, boys. Just straight up, get entity movement just takes longer to get. It's just straight up taking longer to get. Let's unshelve that and try to figure out why. Apply control input, yeah. I'm downloading the new free for the month nanite foliage pack. It looks useful. Okay, let me know how performant that is, because I got that one too. I was interested to see if it was more performant than the assets I currently have, which are not like nanite, you know. Also, probably just put all that inside if it's not falling. I doubt they are as modular as the PCG-specific nanite trees. I'm just using like the trees off some random, I think they're the trees off the fucking easy build system pack. Okay, get entity movement info. I mean, I still, even though it's like a slight slowdown, I still think I want to move forward with it. And I think there's just some added overhead of my ECS having to iterate, you know, which I am going to try and make better. But I think it is worth it in the long run. Is there a way I could not run this if it doesn't have, I could treat input velocity as like added and removed? I could do added. Blork, thank you for the follow. Welcome. I could add and remove input velocity data when they're moving or not moving, which might be nice. But then that means more command buffer processing, so I need to make a conscious decision about that. I think it's more coffee time for me. I think I'm gonna go run and get some coffee. And then we're gonna come back and try and tackle this, so BRB. Okay. And we're back. Pro, hello. Thank you for your patience. We're back. Now let's do velocity processor thing. Should I go ahead and try to add remove input velocity data and see what happens? See how performant that is. That means we will want to make sure that the move to processor is before the velocity processor, which I think makes sense. Is it? Where the hell is it? Oh, move to is after it actually right now. Oop. Yes, thank you. I mean, I guess let's try it. All right, let's try it. If we are within the acceptance radius. Where would I want to, like, remove this at? And also, this is requiring that it exists. I think we do remove move to data. So maybe just when we remove movement data. Well, let's just try that. Let's try that actually, because move move to rather, yeah, because we remove move to in the move to task right there. Yes. Wait, do we? Okay, that is the only place we do that. So I guess I don't remove it as much as I thought. I'm starting my ECS system this week. Any advice or things to look out for? Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. You have a journey ahead of you. Yeah, I definitely have some advice. I need a second to think about it, though. Because, like, there's a lot of stuff I learned. There's a lot of stuff I learned. I mean, like, how well do you understand the architecture and like a cache locality and stuff like that? Like, are you pretty good at that stuff already? Because I definitely kind of learned more and more about that as I went. I wouldn't say I was like conceptually that logic for me wasn't ironclad before I started. But yeah, I guess like just keep in mind what you're targeting, like what you're, is there like, are you just trying, like for me, I'm just trying to get as much as possible, right? So I don't have like a target in mind. If I did have a target for what I needed to support, that would make things a lot easier. That would have made decisions a lot easier, I think. I guess just advice is like keep your entity data small, make sure your structs, or I say entity data, your components, keep your components small. Make sure that you have the members in the right order, because the order of the members in the struct can potentially change the size of the struct. There could be gaps, right? Make sure you have no gaps. And then as for the actual ECS system itself, like I would just do some research. I used AI pretty effectively for that, just like kind of asking it what different approaches were and stuff. And I didn't just take that wholeheartedly, you know, I definitely took all of that with a grain of salt, but it gave me ideas on like how to use it and stuff like that. I have a design so far and plan to isolate the querying / caching stuff into its system. What does that mean? I guess you need to think about if you're going to do like just a, like, what do you need multi-threaded? Are you going to be doing multi-threaded stuff? Is it all just going to be on one thread? how much entity data is going to be added and removed. Like if there's not very many changes to entity data in the form of adds and removes or destroys and creates, that can influence the design. Is there something specific with caching you do? What do you mean by caching? Caching what? You mean like the CPU cache? The ECS system I have, I started with like component pools, which is like the easier approach. Basically just, you know, arrays, right? But the entities, like each array was a different length because it wasn't stored per archetype. You know, an archetype being a specific configuration of entity data. And so everything with the same configuration of entity data is in the same archetype, and your queries can be faster because of that, because you're not going to skip over any memory, right? It's all going to be contiguous and it will all be necessary. So that an archetypal query system or an archetypal storage of your entity data is going to be faster for iteration, but it means that when you add or remove entity data, you now have to reconcile the changes and move the entity data to the new archetype that results from that add or remove. Is there something specific with caching you do for querying matched entities in processing of a system? I mean, so I don't cache anything. Like I don't have caches, right? I just want to make sure we're on the same page about that. Like I just have entity archetypes. Those have component arrays, a series of component arrays, and those are iterated over. Are you talking about caching for like asynchronous processing, or are you just talking about CPU cache, or are you talking about something different? But like querying matched entities in the processing of a system, like that is just querying over, that is just iterating over archetype component arrays. I mean, here's my for each. It's a lot of template metaprogramming, so it's kind of hard to read. But yeah, the query defines the matching archetypes, iterate over the matching archetypes, and basically do all this fucking shit for populating the arguments for the lambda function. Hi, I'm Developer Game. I'm using Unreal. Hi, Developer Game. I'm Dad. And then I also have a spatial grid baked into it, so I can do a for each in radius as well for some very specific things. I'm gonna go try and put back in, give me the move to task. I'm gonna go try and put in the remove if done with current move. Yeah, we add it there. And I think we would remove here. Okay, let's just put that logic in real quick. Is your archetype generalized then so you can't iterate like that? The archetype is just a container. So it has a set of they're like the data type ID, which I want to change into a string to make debugging easier, but it has this. It like this is what the component arrays are here. And so this would what would be iterated over. Like this gets dereferenced, or not dereferenced, but like each I mean I can just show it, right? The component arrays, I find the reference with the particular, I mean, I think the generalized part that you're looking for, that is the template metaprogramming. That's why all this looks like horrid. That's why this is so fucksy-wucksy looking. And why I have to do this data type thing, passing in the templated thing. And then, yeah, this is the component array, and I'm getting the data at index. And at this point, like, the data at the same index in each one of these arrays is for the same entity. And so therefore, like, the cache locality is very good there, because you're only iterating over entities that you need to be iterating over at that point. And so it's going to be, for each one of those component arrays, loading the next, potential, depending on how big your entity data is, it will be loading in the next entity into cache, maybe even before you need it. Having an interface was what I'm missing for the archetypes. Yeah, I don't use interfaces. That's what the template metaprogramming is for, like the variadic templates. I think if you have to cast to an interface and stuff like that. I mean, the interface in terms of, like, I mean, maybe you put it in quotes because you mean not exactly an interface, but like a specific set of functions, not necessarily like an actual interface. If that's what you mean, then yes. Yeah. That is a lot of nesting. Yeah, it's kind of necessary for what's happening here. This is a very complicated piece of variadic template metaprogramming. Yeah, if you can read this, then I'll accept your criticism. How about that? I was hard coding to all of it, and it seemed shit in the design. What is the auto for? Auto in C++ lets the variable infer the type. And yeah, for lambdas, it's just not necessary. You again, dude. Why did took so long? Why did what take so long? Why did it take you so long to find me again? Or why did it take so long for me to stream again? But yeah, I'm gonna try and remove that. We did rebuild, so let's just see if this works. Or if it, like... Okay, they're moving and grooving. We'll do a quick trace here. Why did it take me so long to stream again? Because I have to do other things in my life. I'm not just streaming 24/7. I literally streamed yesterday. I have to go to work. I have to eat and poop and shower. And I have to let my dogs poop as well. That all takes time. Where is the move to processor? So I don't actually see Are we hang on, are we processing commands after the... Go to blue, can process commands after is true. Oh, I guess it would be after the state tree, not the move to processor. Okay, there we go. But yeah, here, Blork. This is like a section of me having to move the entity to a new archetype. And so it takes time to do that. And time that I would like to cut down on. And I'm going to try and find some ways to do that. Okay, yeah, so now apply control input does not run on as many entities. So now it's actually, so for this frame specifically, well, let's look at this. Let's go here. And then what else do I have? 102209. I want that one. I want that one. Let's do give me a big picture comparison now. Okay, so velocity, I need to expand this. We have 4, and then it would be plus apply control input, which is now 1.6, 4, and then 1.6, that's 5.6, which is, now it's slightly less with that. But now I also need to go in here and I guess just get like and it's going to be different every frame, because there should be a different... 5 commands taking 300 microseconds for 5 fucking commands. Come on now. And I'm going to, I think I have one method to make this a little faster, which is going to be to, I'm already batching the archetype moves per entity. But I think I also need to batch them by source and destination archetype combo. But yeah, having another 300 microseconds. .5, and then what did I say it was? It was 4.0. So basically 4.1 plus 1.6 would be 5.7. I mean, yeah, so we really haven't, because of the archetype move, we really haven't saved that much. 43 fucking microseconds for that? That's too much, man. Dude, 66 there. Yeah, dude, it's like just doing a raw iteration is faster than doing an archetype change. Yeah, that's a problem. That's a problem. Bro, yeah, one iteration, 3.6 microseconds, moving an entity. Fucking 91 there. That's insane. What was I copying? Effect listener entity data. God, there's just so much data now. Yeah, things like the state tree data. Ugh, the state tree data is so large. Faction entity. It's really the things that are not just plain old data objects. Pods are probably taking a long time. God damn it, now I feel like I have to do that source and destination batching now rather than later, because like at that point I should just not remove data and just like I should really only ever do that for things that are going to take a long time. Elliot, you're just in time to see me think that my system is shit. Moving an entity across archetypes is taking far too long. There's just too much data to copy, to move. State tree data copy taking 2.7 microseconds there. That's too much. Like moving an entity to a new archetype takes longer than just iterating over an entity. Like an iteration for most things is in the single digit microseconds, whereas like moving is multi-digit microseconds. Looking at this dude profiling in like, I don't know what that means. Hey, I'm trying to go to college for video game design. Do you have any advice or recommendations for me? No, I dropped out of college and I didn't go to college for video game design either. So unfortunately, no, I do not have any advice for you. Honestly, I was looking at it. I'm not sure that removing my instanced struct indirection would make it that much faster. Because it's still just, I still would need a pointer to some memory. Whether that's in the form of a struct or... Your profiling without compiler optimizations is going to look slow. I think debug game is debugging the DL and optimized engine, so your game code is going to look slower than... Yeah, I understand that, but like, I'm looking at the when I profile in the editor, I'm just looking at comparisons. I'm not looking at like, this is what my final performance is going to be. But it's a problem to me when I look at something like my velocity processor. Each entity taking 2, 4 microseconds compared to moving an entity to a new archetype taking fucking 30 microseconds. Like, iterating is just faster than adding and removing data at this point. So to me, that's either I need to come up with some new ways to do that such that it's at least around the same. It's just that there's so much there. I have like 70 components now. So it's just like whenever I add or remove a piece of entity data, it does a lot. It has to move all of those components, right? Sparse set is the faster to add or remove, but slower to iterate. Yeah, that's what I started with like a component pool thing. That's how I started. And yeah, I didn't have the gameplay ability system stuff in there yet, so it didn't seem like that much. Like, here are all of my data types, right? So basically all of these, I didn't have all of those. Time to implement, maybe. Hey, I gotta BRB. Okay, apologies. Okay. Okay. So yeah, what am I doing here? I think I need to try and do a source and destination based batching as well. Although, would that even speed this up at all? I think it would only like cut out like this part right here. I think it would maybe only cut out like that much from each one. Like finding the archetype, you know, coming up with the hash for it. Removing. God damn, man, there's just so much data. I am so sorry. My dog whines at me until his heating pad is turned on. Maybe you should just profile the basics so you have a point to go off of, add 10,000 entities, iterate 10,000 with some volatile data, then remove 10,000 and profile each step. I mean, I kind of have done that in a way. I mean, what insights are you or would you be looking for from something like that? Because I'm sure I would know them already. Because like, yeah, I have ran this with like 10,000 entities before. Like, I just don't think I'm doing this as fast as I can, or as fast as possible at the moment. I don't know. Would it be, I think some of my like for instance, the state tree data is like not plain old data. I was curious. I mean, entities with like one single component. Okay, I mean, yeah, I can do that. I'm not sure what. So you're saying do that, you know, just iterate over 10,000 things and then remove 10,000 things? I just don't feel like that's an actual, like, sure, that's like the raw speed, but it's just like that's the simplest case and is never actually going to be like relevant to an actual scenario that happens. I mean, we can run it. We can try and run it. Let's create an entity. Well, if that's slow, then you know there's an issue lower. But I mean, looking at these, the issue, at least with removing, because like there are some processors that run over very little data. Like there are some processors that run like a fucking dream, like tiny slivers of fucking processors. Like LOD processor runs super fast. Chunk processor, which I need to get rid of, not actually necessary anymore. But like some of these run like super fucking fast. It's, to me right now, the problem is processing these commands, and I have it broken down so I can see there's just like most of moving an entity is like, this is like moving every single component. There's just too many components. But yeah, we can try to just run it with some raw data and see what that number may look like. It's going to be very fast for sure, iteration wise. Let's just make a not a new level, no. Let's just make an entity archetype. We'll just do test simple archetype. And then let's just add like some stupid data on there. Maybe like combat entity data is like the simplest because all it has is a float on it. So we'll do that. I guess we can make a, well, we have this processor already, so let's just use this then. And we'll do F combat entity data. And so let's call that entity now. Data, and we'll just do like data plus equals 1. Rather data dots aggro rate, and then like what you said you wanted to like queue in the data, remove data. Queue remove entity data F combat entity data. So something like that, huh? Okay, so we'll run live coding there. Subsystem, add this like stupid fuxy wuxy. It's the projectile movement processor, but that's not what it's doing. Okay, and so let's go into the spawner and just add the test simple archetype spawn. 10,000 of them. I think that should work. Although I probably need to be profiling when that starts. Because it probably like removed all of them or something. Although we're running at like 30 FPS right now, so maybe it didn't actually remove the data. Okay. Do I have that? Yeah, did that actually run? Oh boy, it's running. Something's running. Oh, it's just, it doesn't spawn them all in one frame. That's the issue. Okay, hang on. So let's not queue remove data right now. Let's just iterate over it. Okay, we'll just let that run for a sec. Let's spawn, because I don't spawn all in one frame. Maybe I should, but maybe I should for this test. Okay, we do have 10,000 spawned at the moment. Okay, the spawner is continuously spawning things. Why? Wait, why is that happening? What is happening right now? Well, there's my... Oh, it was still spawning, but there's my processor. It's like, what, but this is, I was asking you this the other night, Elliot, like, what are all these gaps? I don't understand. Is that, like, non-contiguous memory? And so it's, like, taking that much time to... Time between traces, 1.8 ms is a lot. Right, but this is not a packaged build, right? So, and I mean, how can you do better than 100 nanoseconds or like 0 nanoseconds here? Like most of the time is time in between traces. These are just, this is each loop. So it's like, how is there time in between each loop? You know what I mean? I don't understand that. I don't know. I guess the spawner wasn't finished spawning quite. There's your full. It's like, I'm not sure what else could be done about this, because it's like they're just in an array, right? So they're in an array. This entity data is just a float. I mean, isn't that just, it's just the basis of an ECS, right? We're just iterating over an array at this point. With a little extra time up front to like get the archetype. What about without adding and removing? This is without adding and removing. This is just the raw iteration. Like, why did that one take 58 microseconds? Like that kind of just seems to be like some in-editor shenanigans. I can try it with like a we can run it with like I guess I need to like rebuild here. We need to rebuild, but I'll run it with like at least a standalone one. And we'll see how much faster that is. Okay, so Unreal Insights, yeah. Oh my god, I have so many. I have 40 gigs of traces. Yeah, let's delete all those. Yeah, just standalone game, I suppose. So it's doing 1.6 ms for 10K entities. One 1.1 maybe the lowest I'm seeing here. But it's like, how do you get faster than this? It's literally doing one every 100 nanoseconds. Like, this is basically as contiguous as you get. And like, one every 100 nanoseconds does equal about 1 milliseconds. That's good. That's not what I'm hearing from Dr. Elliott. And Dr. Elliott is a vetted giga brain. So he knows what he's talking about for sure. And maybe this is just vetted. Bro, you have done a lot to prove that otherwise. Shut up. You have a blog talking about move semantics. I think you're good. But like, I maybe I should just make the change to those voxel containers you sent me, Elliot, and see how much faster that is, right? Like, what would you expect this to be? Because I know you sent me a test for doing 1 million, and that was just with like a raw C compiler, right? Sparse voxel octree. No, like I don't know what the fuck that means, but like I've had this in my does this improve iteration speed at all? Or is this just improve like finding and removing, which is nice as well. I should use that anyway, but you should just throw an ENTT and do a similar to. Do you prefer ENTT or Flex? Iterating. But I bet it's like, oh, one, but I don't know what those flags mean anyway. They're both good. I just like ENTT. I guess I would just pick whichever syntax or whichever. I would pick whichever has better documentation. Easier for me to understand. Iterating T sparse array of size 1,090,000 0% empty took 2.59 ms. 7.2x faster. Wait, what is sparse array? T array. Where's the T array iteration? Do we not have T array iteration speeds? Should I be using T sparse array? A dynamically sized array. Can I please go? A dynamically sized array where element indices aren't necessarily contiguous. Memory is allocated for all elements in the array index in the array's index range. So it doesn't save memory, but it does allow O1 element removal and doesn't invalidate the indices of subsequent elements. Premature optimization is the bane of productivity unless it's major, and this doesn't seem to be major. Yeah, I don't always agree with that. I think people take that way too far, and I think that's why games ship without optimizing until the last step. Yeah, I think it's important to optimize your foundational systems. I think optimizing when you need to and where you need to is important. And when that optimization is going to influence what type of decisions you make when you build your systems, you should do that. Which this type of optimization, you know, depending on how this shakes out, you know, how long it takes to add and remove components will determine how much I will use add and remove components. I should probably only do that. If it's going to take too long, I should probably only do that when it's absolutely necessary. And yeah. .6 ms for 10k entities. I mean, it's more than that though. It's more than that though, because this is like the naive case that isn't actually ever the case. Like it takes every processor is going to take, this is the minimum amount of time a processor can take, and there's no processor where I only iterate over a single piece of entity data. And there's no entities that only have a single piece of entity data or component, right? So this is an unrealistic scenario, I'll say. And yeah, I will be parallel processing as well, but I do need to figure out how much I can add and remove entity data, which I guess is what I'm checking. But I mean, yeah, I mean, there's no way I can get faster than this unless I just use these sparse array things. Or not sparse array, but does the voxel plugin have a replacement for T-array? This is really naive because I don't know the compiler flags. How do you set the compiler flags here? And I mean, isn't this a different compiler as well? Top center-ish. Oh, here we go. This is so like is what you're saying? Is like it won't matter much. Okay. And also, it's just Unreal Engine. Okay, but like, look at that. Look. So wait, let's do 10K. Hang on, let's see 10K right here. Where is your count at? Where's your count variable? Why is that actually how you can use apostrophes? Does it run automatically? It does. That's nice. Okay, let's compare here. And this is what, is this using a standard? Oh, okay, I mean, that is a lot faster. That's a lot faster. That's not the link I sent. And what's the difference here? $10K. Show me OO. Where is your, I'm trying to read the start iteration ended. So just iterating over. God, this is so much harder to read than just what are, so are you're getting from the, you're doing like a lookup every iteration. Is that how that works? But weren't you saying it's O0 for in editor stuff? Appreciate how often you stream dev. Will check back in later in Twitch and throw you sub. Appreciate it, man. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate your sub. I have no idea. It's a guess. It's like this. It's like doing a lookup would be slower. Now, have you not searched Unreal Engine compiler flags or something? Someone unironically named a function foo. Unreal Engine website is slow today. No. It's a test, so no, it's not unironic. Bro, the Unreal Engine website is I did see this, yeah. I have seen this page. Yeah, maybe I'll do a little testy test off stream. I don't think that's for now. It'd be a pretty easy test. Yeah, I'll do it off stream though. I don't want to like fuck around with like installing the plugin and shit. Oh my god, Elliot, the links. I have too many tabs open. Do they use any SIMD processor improvements? Do you know? Yeah, I wonder if SIMD could be used for ECS. Bro, I already don't understand this syntax. I mean, syntactically I get it, but like, I don't understand what it's actually doing. Yeah, I need to look more into it off stream so I can have a better understanding of it. Otherwise, I'm just gonna be sitting here staring at shit. But I guess it would make sense to kind of store entities as groups of like registering the queries that I would use and then storing them thusly. Would be potentially a good way to do some your ECS is closer to Flex. Which one's faster? Yeah, but that's what I guess I'm asking about the trade-offs is what I'm asking for. It's like you know, you might use faster comes at a cost of more memory, right? So entity is a sparse set ECS. Flex is an archetype. ENTT is used by Minecraft, right? I think I read that. Mass is an archetype too. Yeah, definitely. I've definitely seen the term archetype in the mass code. Update 1 entities with 7 systems. It's crazy how different these numbers are. Dude, look how much higher Flex is. Is that not crazy? That is so much higher than everything else. I guess until this point. I guess it like levels off a little bit. It's like the difference between these two is pretty low. Can I see yeah, let's go for like, yeah, in the thousands is what I want to say. Wait, why is Flex now? Oh, we're in microseconds now, right? So now it's faster. Now Flex is faster than ENTT across the board. It's so crazy. Like 0 to 128, Flex is way higher. But then, oh my god, it's so different. Why is it so different? ENTT runtime is the most stable. But why does it go down and then back up? That's so strange to me. You'd expect it to have the same trend. And for that trend to not change. Yeah, also be careful when multi-thread ECS because cache friendliness doesn't play well with tightly packed memory access because it can evict the registers and invalidate cache. I posted a video article in my Discord. Jesus, that's too 5-head for me. ECS cache friendly doesn't play well with tightly packed memory access because it can evict registers and invalidate cache. Oh boy. Yeah, that is what you said was beyond me. I mean, I'm just planning to use parallel 4 on processors that can run off of the game thread, which is most things, which is like all but like maybe 2. How many more links you want? I want 0 more at the moment. I can't handle more. What about adding data? Also, I feel like Unreal Insights, like the minimum I've seen Unreal Insights log is 100 nanoseconds. So I think maybe just Unreal Insights, 1 has a little bit of overhead, but 2 also, once we get down to the nanoseconds, it doesn't really like... Hello? Unreal Engine has crashed. Why? Oh, I was just taking up more and more memory. I think I was just continuously spawning things. Let's close that. Right, now my OBS feedback is broken. Yes, I know. Goodbye, get rid of, go away, go away. Everyone go away. Am I still here? Yeah, okay. Oh, my fucking... Dude, I hate the Windows anti-malware service executable so much. It just like randomly will decide to take up all of my computer's processing power. It's like, bro, I'm streaming. Can you wait? Can you fucking wait? Okay, I want to see what add remove. Get 3 components. Get 4. Okay, here we go. Remove and add component. There we go. But like, does it not increase? Does it not increase with the amount of components that you have? I guess if it's a sparse array, it wouldn't, which makes sense. Remove and add a component. And this is like per, wait, is this total or per entity? Graph shows per entity, table shows total. Okay. Yeah, that's, so what are they doing to make that like a constant thing, right? Because none of them have changed. So for me, the time increases the more components that I have. I guess it would be technically stable, depending on the number of entities, but like... Well, I feel like this isn't like a great test. Because yeah, mine would probably be... pretty low too. Where does he say like what details? Okay, so he's only got 6 components. I have like 70. I do really want to just like have my own ECS. 1, to learn. 2, to have some flexibility with it. 3, just to be able to say that I have one. that I built my own. So there's a little bit of hubris in there. But yeah, I would like to see one. I would like to see an example with like a butt fuck ton of components. Building your own is cool. I agree. That's I do enjoy it, and I've learned a lot. It's funny, I would love to see a comparison between mass and flex and ENTT. I feel like a lot of people spreading some misinformation there. So yeah, I mean, I guess I didn't see a whole lot of difference at the large scale. Because I'm gonna guess I'm gonna have a like this. I think this section is probably gonna be the most relevant to me. Like that range of entities. Get 2 components from an entity. Yeah, I don't like the get a component benchmarked. I don't give a shit about that. Like, that shouldn't really be that. What is this one? Destroy entities, create entity. I think the most important ones are iteration speed and then add remove components. What is update systems? Is that it? Are we iterating here? Are we iterating here? So flex faster there for whatever this means. Whatever update systems means, which I don't know what that means. That might just be iterating and then applying some update. Notes. Wait, where was the... Oh God, I keep scrolling past shit. Okay, this is remove and add a component. Which flex is the worst at. You could probably save a bit of time by removing the virtual dispatch from your systems, but then you'd have to register them manually by type. If you have so many systems, like you said. I don't think the number of systems isn't an issue. It's the number of components that is becoming the issue. When you say the virtual dispatch, I assume you mean the virtual function that is process entities, this guy. No, I mean that is absolutely pales in comparison to the overall performance. So that's not an issue. That's not an issue. It's just the sheer number of components. I have like 70 here. How many do I have? That is 78, so minus 3, 6, 9, 12. What's 78 minus 12? 66. I have 66 components. So ENTT and Flex are actually kind of up there for the worst. What is in? I've never heard of these other ones, but I'm not going to use the other ones either. I want a popular one, a battle-tested one for sure. And yeah, like they're doing it like this doesn't make sense to do it for one entity, for 64 entities, to 4K. Like they need to do, like this should have been scaling the number of components. But I guess he had like 9 or something like that. How many did he he had like, I don't know, like 7 to 9 or something. He had 6. He had 6 components. So we can do maybe 6 times 6 is 36. So we need like 10 times whatever this is to get the actual number. So ENTT better at remove and add. So maybe 250 microseconds. Update systems. This is the iteration, right? Yeah, this is the iteration. What were you saying before about moving components? Can you give me some more context? Yeah. Also, I don't know what the difference between these 3 things are, but I feel like Flex is kind of outshining it. Something was slow to do with moving components from X to Y or something like that. Yeah, so like when the archetype changes, right? You have to move all the data to the new archetype. That's what I was pinging you about last night too. I hate not having my OBS feedback. I feel blind. And that the number increases with the number of components that you have. Yeah, I think that's just the downside to archetypes. Yeah, no, I know it is, but I just think there's more I can do. I just think there's more I can do. Yeah, maybe let's come up with a better test for adding and removing. Let's do... What other, like, stupid, fucksy-wucksy piece of data do I have? Actually, we're gonna use we have a plain old one here, combat entity data. Let me go back to my test archetype. Let's come up with a more complicated one, like state tree data is a more complicated one because it has a U object pointer on it. Well, we could either use that one or we could use like I mean, what is this really going to test though? How much faster it is with tiny data? Or with a fewer number of components? Yeah, we'll just do like state tree data. So we'll spawn them with both. If it has combat entity data, we're gonna queue remove it, and then we'll do another one. This is just, we'll say this is the combat data one, and we'll do F state tree entity data as well. No updates, and then just queue remove. And then we're gonna flip flop. So we'll queue add entity data for the state tree. And then we'll queue add data for combat. Did you remove that heap allocation from the profiling before? That could be screwing your results a lot. Yeah, I have no idea what you're referring to. Do you mean the string thing? What are you referring to? Oh, now I also can't see any alerts either. Mini Vader, thank you for the follow. In the trace, yeah. Go to my entity subsystem. That would have been in some copy. It's probably an archetype utils. These things. Yeah, we can just do like a raw. Or we'll say T component array. Are you locking every time you access entity data? For gets, yes. But it's only one thread right now. Where was my... You're referring to this right here? And this isn't, do I use this? I don't think I use this in the for loop, do I? I don't think I do. Here's the actual loop. How long does it take to make a read lock? I wouldn't have thought that it would be, and I don't do that here. Yeah, I just get the raw data here in the for loop. So I don't, this is for like ad hoc. This is like basically how I do optional data, you could say. Although that's here too. But like, yeah, if I ever need to get entity data that's not directly passed into the for loop, that's how I do it. This is like from kind of like outside the tightly packed case for optional data. Okay, so yeah, we're just doing that. Copy from set data. We'll rebuild there. And then I think I wrote these in a way that it'll be adding and removing entity data for 10K entities every frame. We'll see. It's gonna be weird, that's for sure. Yeah, if adding and removing data is going to be expensive, like... maybe I just shouldn't do that very much at all. Unless it's for really expensive processors. I think the attribute processor is probably one where I still want to do it. But the move to processor, it did not seem like it was actually worth it. But we'll see how fast. Let's just run it in editor for now. Just do an in editor test real quick, just to make sure that it doesn't like fucking crash and shit. It fucking crashed and shit. Okay. What are we doing here? We're adding and removing in the same frame. I'm totally bike shedding you, by the way. What do you mean? For what? What are you bike shedding about? Yeah, I think I think this needs to be done in two separate, or at least I need to do a with none combat entity data. try that. Is there a way I can reset the enable preview? How do I reset my fucking OBS feedback? I would like to do that. Okay, that I don't know why. I don't know where I'm running. Is that the one I just... That should be the one I just opened, right? We're still... Okay, we're still spawning a bunch of things. Okay, it was my... Oh, because they spawn with both. Fuck, okay. Never mind. Okay, so what was the issue with this? Like, I guess I was adding and removing the same. These need to be in separate processors, which is annoying. Okay, just give me this. Okay, now try it. Okay, try now. Okay, we're still spawning. $7,000. 8,000, 9,000, and 10,000. Okay. Stop. Pause. Yeah, probably didn't need to run all that. I only needed this part here. Projectile movement processor, combat. Okay, so yeah, 22 milliseconds to add, remove. I mean, 3.3 microseconds to move an entity. That might actually be better than the performance benchmarks I was just looking at. Where is like add? Was it add/remove? Okay, never mind. No one gives a shit about adding or destroying entities. No one cares about that. Remove and add component. Oh, never mind. Yeah. So theirs is like in the nanoseconds. Never mind. I was thinking total time. But their total time to add or remove a component when there are 6 components for around, I have 10K, so it's somewhere in between these two numbers. Okay, yeah, theirs is far better than mine. But again, mine's just at in editor. And I feel like I could speed this up by at least half, because I know I can batch this part of this, which is about a third of it. If I do the source, if I process them per source and destination. So I can cut it down by about a third. What is a 2.8 divided by, or we'll go times 0.66, so 15. I mean, not good, not good. So yeah, I probably should maybe just give that a shot and see if it's even worth continuing down this road. It would be kind of sad to me to give up on this, on writing my own. I would really like to know what the fuck they do to make this part so fast. Because like you have to move the data, like it's taking 100 nanoseconds per one. Like that's about as fast as I can get, you know? I mean, let's do I wouldn't give up, just learn from it. Yeah, I mean, that's what I want to do, but it's just like, how much is that going to take, you know? And am I going to get to a low enough latency that is worth it, you know? That is what I am worried about. So I don't know how many entities respond, so I'm just gonna have to let this sit for a fucking minute. So yeah, we're just gonna let that sit for a minute. I can feel it getting laggy. Where did the session browser go? I think it's probably good. It's just Alt F4 on that. Okay, thank you. Yeah, it would. I guess just trying out something like ENTT or Flex in Unreal Engine just to get a inside Unreal Engine performance comparison, you know. Yeah, I mean that only reduced it down to 20 milliseconds. And I wonder like how much does adding a scope trace on there do? You know what I mean? Like how much does that add? I'm always curious why some of these say shows 0. Hey, I'm from India and I want to create games on Indian culture. How can I start? I also earn from YouTube. I can invest money into my project. How much capital do you think I'll need to run my game? Dude, I have zero idea of anything about your game. I can't answer those. Like that. How can I start? Type how to start making the game into Google and you're on your way. Like no one's going to tell you exactly how to make your game, otherwise they would just do it, right? Like you have to figure that out. Bruce, welcome in. And yeah, I am certainly incapable of telling you how much money you should spend on it. Like those are all things that you need to figure out. Thank you for the follow, my dude. Welcome. Every time I see your streams, you're optimizing something. Is there even a game? No. Zero game. Zero game. We don't make things around here. We waste time. It's a union. No, I'm just working on a pretty core system to my game, and so optimization is really important because it's going to tell me how I should make the game. Yeah, I mean, how can it get... I don't understand how it can get faster than this, you know what I mean? Based on what I'm seeing here. I guess 200 nanoseconds for something like that, like... Love to see what it looks like if you throw ENTT in real quick and profile a similar thing. Yes, I'm too lazy to do it myself, so I'm pawning it off on you. Yeah, I'm too lazy to do it during stream, because I don't want to fuck around with, like, adding the plugin and stuff like that. Or whatever form it takes. It's not gonna be straightforward. We're gonna have to like fucking do some build performance dependency bullshittery, compiler something or other. I'm definitely gonna do that off stream. Next time I have some time off stream, I'm gonna do it. Fine, I'll do it. Oh my, Elliot, you don't have to do it. I am going to do it for myself and my situation. And I think part of the problem with like estimating the performance is that like the scenarios people set up are not real world scenarios that require like more complicated pieces of entity data, or more, I should say components at this point, more complicated entity components and more complicated processor logic. Like I don't have very many processors that just like do things like add velocity to a position, right? Like that's or like subtract damage from health. Like that's like the naive example that every ECS goes with. It's like that's like rarely ever the case. Like I have like pretty complicated logic. Like like applying movement input, pathfinding, right? And yeah, I'm sure I could simplify this into smaller processors, and I intend to for some of them. You missed my comments asking it again. Yeah, I don't read every comment, so apologies. But yes, I am working on a game, yes. The like performance log of the last run. Yeah, it's a performance trace, yeah, so we're profiling. But yeah, these are each of these blocks is like a function. And see, I don't understand, like these two are contiguous, but then there's a space right here. What is that space? Is that like a cache lookup thingy? Like are we going to RAM there? Like these two both fit in a cache line or something like that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, even just processing 10K taking that long? I mean, I am going to multi-thread it, but still. Okay, I got to BRB again. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Okay, apologies. I know I've been in and out frequently. Interruptions. Okay. Where should I go from here? Where should I go from here? Also, Elliot, how's that example going? Asking for a friend. Almost done. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. It would also just be nice to set that up for some of my own processors and just see the difference, you know? So I'm still going to do it myself. I do have to get to work soon, so maybe this is an almost good stopping point. Honestly, kind of an unproductive stream. Let's just look at, which one are you doing ENTT? That's the one you keep mentioning. Also, are you going to use the, maybe I should just try out the, some of these arrays here. Which is what I wanted to try too. And if I change to T sparse array, like, can I just swap that? Is T sparse array going to be faster? If I just do that, can I just... Because it doesn't seem like it has a replacement for a T array. For T map and stuff, that'll be great. Git slack. Okay, that doesn't... Okay, we're gonna get rid of git slack, I suppose. Okay, we're just gonna get rid of that for now. Where do I use that at? It's in archetype, right? Okay, let's try now. IGS Ghost, welcome. Oh my god, no add uninitialized as well. Re. What are the fucking functions on here then? What do we have? Just add. It does have add uninitialized. Wait, what? Oh, oops. My OBS feedback is broken at the moment. So I couldn't see that. Was not a member of T-sparse array. God, I was hoping I could just pop this in and see the difference. So there is a T-voxel array. It's just not showing the performance comparisons. I'm at the end of my deadline. I have to say I'm burnt out and ready to be done. Last time I do a 9-month challenge to release a playtest. You're almost done though. I've been working on mine for 3 fucking years, so you're a lot farther than I am. So you should be proud of that. By inheriting from voxel virtual struct, you can add a runtime. This is especially useful to build thread-safe systems using U structs instead of U objects. Are they faster though? That's nice. I might use that too. That's nice. Tracking the memory of a class. For each loop macro. Voxel singleton. Thread-safe world subsystems can be accessed from any thread and created on demand. If you do not need a thread safety aspect, do U world subsystem. What is the thread-safe aspect of it though? Just like accessing members on it? But anyways, yeah. Yeah, so I haven't installed a plugin in like a million years, so I should like git clone this into my fucking directory, huh? Okay. Do my project plugins, git bash here. Git clone. Hello? Oh, I fucking... There we go. Probably should have forked that, but fuck it. Fuck it. Can that just automatically show up, please and thank you? Wait, did that even go properly? Let me look. Voxel core, that does look correct. Maybe I just need, can we refresh this somehow? There it is. Okay, so we'll want to add that to build.cs. Voxel core. What is voxel core editor? Shaders. Okay, let's just fucking send it. Undo all of this. T voxel array. Yes. Yes, I already added that, but thank you. Voxel minimal. Thinking projects, okay. Draconin, hello. This was 8 years of learning before I could even think about doing a challenge like this. It's self-inflicted. Yeah, why challenge? Why challenge? But even after just done, I got about a year and it should be done. Hello, what are you coding? Just a video game. Just a video game. Okay, T-voxel array. There's more I should do. But I just want to see if this, like, works. I have to rebuild 220 pieces of shit. Okay. Remove at swap function does not take 3 arguments. God, I was hoping I didn't have to change anything. What does it take? Just index. There's more, I think. I don't think that's it. I don't think that's it. Uh-oh. All right, let's see it. Create plus in place. 6.15 milliseconds. Iteration 0.85 ms over 10K. So the create and in place is much faster. But the iteration is only, am I reading this right, that it's only, let me look at your code here, group iteration. Group.each. What is your group? Group mess is 3 minus 2, so, okay, yeah. So, yeah, I don't think the iteration is that much faster. It is faster. Because mine was like, mine was like 1 to like 1.5. That's 3 components. I mean, mine was 2, right? Yeah, well, yeah, I guess I don't get the difference between like view and group. Let me read what you did here. Okay, so you have 9 components. I never knew you could use apostrophes in numbers. It's weird. Foobar 1 is also bigger than a cache line, just to stress. Interesting. Yeah, maybe it's substantially faster then. Yeah, we'll see what it is with these this new array thing here. Let's just run it in editor first. Oh yeah, we're spawning. We're spawning, baby. Oh wow, 10K. Yeah, that's a lot. That's very fast. Create an in place. Same. 6.3 milliseconds for 10K entities. So that's still like... Yeah, what's the difference between a view and a component? Or a group, rather. A view and a group. Okay, almost at 10K. Okay, now we're at 10K. Group is owning. It's the fastest you can iterate with multiple components, but it owns them so you can only have one component in one group. I don't think this was any faster. Wait, was this even... Wait. 11:59. Okay, yeah, this was it. I don't think that that array made it any faster. No, not really. Maybe slightly. Actually, the iteration seems to be slower, actually. Maybe that, well, it was, oh, okay, we are testing, like, yeah, let's do the standalone test here. I was just testing an editor. That's not a fair comparison. Okay, we'll just let that sit for a bit. We'll just let that sit for a bit. Just for fun, here's a million. Yeah, and so like for the groups, I guess that's a concept I need to familiarize myself with. You have to define those in advance, or it just kind of spins those up on the fly as needed? Like, is there overhead to just like creating the group, I guess? These are ENT tutor. Yeah, I'm just trying to understand like what it's doing. Okay. Do we have... why isn't that tracing? Why didn't that start tracing? Try that again. Why do you crash? Oh, wait for, uh-oh. Oh, okay. Wait for entity tag change, okay. I can fix that. That is not what I wanted to do. Okay, try that again. They're pretty cheap, they're created once. So like at compile time. And what if there are like overlapping groups? I don't know that I would be able to create a group that's not overlapping. You'll crash. Okay, so I think I have the right understanding then. Views are fine. Yeah, I think I would basically always have to use a view. Because like it would either have to duplicate the data or share it in some way, which I think would, you know, prevent the niceties of having the group, the benefits of having it. So yeah, I think I would be just doing views for the most part. Okay, that's probably good enough. Took me 2 seconds to add a UE. Very straightforward. Yeah, I'm sure. I'll check it out later. I'm about to hop off anyway. I gotta get to work. Yeah, I mean, adding that container wasn't... It might actually be slower. As a matter of fact. It might actually be slower. Projectile movement, that's what I call it. Movement process, yeah. Okay, so without the T voxel array, iteration. Let me make sure that that's like all, yeah, it's all 10,000, I think. Yeah, it's all 10,000. So without T voxel array, median was 13.4. With voxel array, median was 13.8. So not really any faster. And then the total commands part. Median 24.9, median 24.9. So yeah, this is 10,000 entities being added and removed. Yeah, well, technically, I guess it would be 20,000 commands, 10,000 entity add. So 20,000 entities add and remove, because it's doing it twice per frame. What are your commands? I have a command buffer that processes the commands after the processors are done running. How are they stored and processed? Yeah, let me find that. Right now, it's a tmap of entity to the command struct, which, where the fuck is that? Right there. So I could change that to I guess I can do T voxel map there, right? I suppose the array probably isn't much faster, but the maps will be faster for sure. And then the entity command is this struct of size 24. And then the process for it. Process commands for entity. So this is what happens for each entity. I come up with what the new archetype should be for each entity by iterating through the commands and aggregating into a T set all of the new data types. So removing and adding data types from that set. How slow is this processor? Well, not a processor, just it's just a part of the subsystem, but no difference really between the two. But yeah, that would be this part right here. So 20,000 commands, 10,000 entities. 20 ms for that one, and about 30 ms for that one. About 2 microseconds, 2.4, 2.5 microseconds per entity. And I could do, like, I could cut that into a third. I know a way I could probably cut that into a third. Or I can cut a third out of that. If I aggregate them by source and destination archetype as well, I wouldn't need to rehash all of the IDs, and I wouldn't need to find, like, this part right here. I could get rid of, I think, largely. But each command that's stored, the command itself stores an instanced struct. When, just for adds though. For removes, I don't store. So each command that's stored in an instant. So a command stores the instant struct, but yes, it is in a map of array. But even if I did store an instant struct here, this would just be like, you know, uint8 pointer. So and like without, I would need, I mean, how do you store raw data without a pointer then? I guess that's the part that's confusing to me, or that I don't know about. Like I need a way to generically do this, and so I do have some templated functions. When you're done with work, we'll talk, okay? Yeah, I do need to hop off and get to work. But yeah, like I would need to do, like I need some way to generically be able to add. And like right now my add function looks like this. So it's like, I just make an instance struct out of like some templated data, but I suppose there's a world where I template the the command itself as well. Like I could type template, do the thing, type def, type name t, and then just store like a t there. And then, but then I still need to like, do the, I need to find, I guess I could just find by t then. I can get the type of this and find by t here. Can I auto? Or is that, man, how do I get, I guess I would need to do, there's probably some like type something or other. There's probably some template programming I can do to actually get the fucking type off of whatever this command is, and then I can look up the component by that. I still don't think it's going to be faster than ENTT or Flex or something. I'm a student in IT. Please give me advices. Goddamn, dude. Like, all you people just come in here asking for advice with zero fucking context. Like, I can't just give you advice, dude. That's not what I'm here for, first of all. And then, yeah, how do I store that? I need to think about that. The template programming is still kind of difficult for me. STD variant, T variant. Okay, is that that's the juice? You don't want to use pointers at all because when you process these commands, you're accessing the component's pointer, which is stored elsewhere every time you run these commands. You're not letting the CPU predict anything to put into cache lines. Yeah, I guess I just never knew how to not do, well, I guess like with this template way, I can move temp onto the struct. But it's just the templated stuff is just really fucking hard to work with. You should have each command itself be a struct type instead of like an enum. Okay, sure, yeah, sure, that makes sense. What time am I done? Oh, I don't know. It'll probably, I don't know if I'll actually have time tonight, but yeah. Well, the sooner I get off, the sooner I'll be done. But then how do you, I guess I would have two different, yeah, I'd have two different F add entity command, right? If I can fucking type. Fucking gnat. Hey, I'm an alien. I want to join Earth Society. Please give me advice. I'm not sure, like... I get the, like, how do I get started in game development advice. I get that, because that's super relevant. How's the dev going? We're just trying to figure out if I'm going to ditch my entity component system or not. Yeah, something like that, I guess, and then iterate over that, yeah. Okay, I gotta get off though. I gotta get off and go to work. So let me raid someone. Who's streaming? Honeybee, perfect. Perfect. We'll see what he's doing. Okay, thanks everyone for hanging out. Super unproductive stream, but thought-provoking. We'll say thought-provoking. So, thanks everyone for hanging out. Hopefully tomorrow we'll be cooking. Yeah, see you later, Elliot. Yeah, Mio, you as well. Take care of it.